Hello, welcome back to From Soft Serve. Today I'm on my way to show some kind of minor updates. It's not the main reason for this video, but I kind of wanted to test or show like an early, it's almost like a prototype of adding grass down here. Currently it looks like in a very certain pattern, so I have to make the grass down here look a little more organic and natural. But I wanted to add sort of grass to the trees, you know, like, or at the base of the trees. So this is kind of my test of, these are like tons and tons of grass meshes, and you can see that they do kind of twirl in the wind a little bit. And I'm surprised that like performance is just not affected despite how many meshes. I mean, of course they're not geometrically dense, but I still find it interesting that the game engine's like, yeah, all right, that's fine, cool. You add whatever you want, we'll render it. But yeah, you can see it's pretty limited currently. And I only did like, it's like reverse lawn mowing. I was creating grass in a line up and down these. So that's kind of a early test of adding grass. There's a lot of grass I have to add to the game. So that's just going to be kind of over time, but kind of cool. There's another thing I have to show in Undead Berg, but there's something I did earlier this morning. And it's something I've wanted to do and I've hinted at in the past. Ooh, we actually got a little frame drop there. Oh shit. Well, that's a rare occurrence. All right. It's probably because I'm recording at the same time. I don't know. I usually don't get that. But yeah, let's head into Darkroot or slight Brightroot Garden. I still haven't like messed with the collisions. I think actually this part, like right over here, still looks pretty good, even with like the modified lighting settings. I think it actually still looks kind of spooky. It's brighter, but I don't know. This actually looks pretty decent. Like it's dark because of the trees. And someone in the comments was saying that they're like, "Oh, I always just figured it was dark because, you know, it was occluded by a ton of trees, and so it was naturally shadowed, right?" But I had a little surprise. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. Oh shit, okay, let me... Oh, you have iframes on getting up? You son of a bitch. Oh, juke! What a juke. That was a pro level move right there. Yeah, you might notice that is the Artorias Coliseum, placed pretty close to where I think it is, and because Oolacile does not actually line up when you load both maps at once, they're not actually in the same spot, so it's a little difficult to get a good sense of exactly where it's at. Also from this angle you can see the giant hole in the Anorlando mesh. I might be stealing a mesh from Oolacile actually, surprisingly enough, and so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this looks pretty bad currently. Don't look at that. Just look at this really cool. And I plan on probably like not having that part. I might remove that. I think I might lower it a bit to make it a little less. Also, I got to put a texture on the surface of this water, as it's kind of just not. It's not really doing anything. So I got to mess with that because I think the texture just isn't really. I'll probably take the texture from somewhere else because yeah, it's just not really moving or doing anything. I might actually look at the Oolacile water and just copy that because that water actually looks quite good. Yeah, okay, I guess you can see the reflection kind of moving, but I might need to up the Fresnel because it's kind of just standing there more or less. But this is super early. I just did this morning. Also, it's not like the full mesh. The Oolacile Coliseum is really strange in that it's like composed of a ton of different map pieces, and they were only viewable from certain angles, and it's just really strange. It really frustrated me when working on Oolacile a lot earlier. It was awful. So I gotta look at Prepare to Die. Also, they don't show up in remastered terribly correctly in the DS Map Studio, so I need to pull up Prepare to Die and kind of look at that because it's not great. So yeah, also the water I don't know. Water looks kind of weird. Don't worry about that. Also, I should mention, I did update my Nexus listing. And so you can actually download version 0.5 of this mod. It will not include the Coliseum, since I just did that this morning. But it will include all the other changes, which I think is pretty cool. And I've been meaning to, I've been meaning to do it for quite a while. Ah, shit. I think we got a bad view from here. Yeah, okay, I gotta fix that. Ugh. Oh, okay, I mean, overall, that's not too terrible. I was expecting much worse, but all right. Oh, have I actually run through the grass over here, or did I only show you guys in DS Map Studio? Okay, some of it's floating. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. All my fuck-ups are on display. Oh, the joys of modding. I love it. It's great. I also think let's run over to the waterfall, because I'm pretty sure I fixed that. Because if you remember, it looks ugly. It looks ugly as shit. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So I basically switched out the texture for it. Because before it was like this really ugly goddamn texture. It was so disgusting. It was this weird like lined texture. And what it is now is not perfect, but it's kind of a placeholder. I basically was like, okay, we'll keep certain parts of it, like the forward momentum, but let's make it just more transparent. And so now it kind of just looks like running water. And you still have like the particle effects of like the water going down. And so you get this really nice appearance, but it doesn't look like that god-awful lined. Oh, I think the reflection plane might be incorrect here. Okay, I might have to look at that. Yeah, you can alter the reflection plane of like, you know, the angle at which reflections show up, but it might be set to... No, actually, I don't think this is also correct either. Okay. We're heading this way because I kind of brought back parts of Darkroot Garden back into Undead Burg that I had removed. Oh yeah, the alpha effects are not like in the... Yeah, the engine goes, no! Okay. What's up, homies? How's it going? Spin move. Yeah, okay, so down here the reflection plane is correct. Got it. It's set on a per collision basis. So it must just be incorrect for the other part. Might be tough to balance that, but we'll see. Yeah, you'll also see there's a bit of a... Yeah, there's a bit of a gap there, so I gotta look at that. Other than that, you know, we still have Anorlando in the distance. That's great. We got that little light. Oh, fuck my ass. Okay, shit. One brick got knocked off. You love to see it. Yeah, let's go up this tower. This is the benefit of having the same lighting settings for Undead Burg and Darkroot Garden, is that you can actually have all the map pieces together and in one cohesive look. And before, you just really couldn't do that, because I promise you the fog settings, oof, terrible, god awful. Okay, so let's go up the tower here. I did modify, you bitch asses. I modified some of the trees in the distance here, so I lowered them. There was like one bushel of trees that was really high. I was like, oh shit, I missed that. I re-added Darkroot Garden portion here, although you'll see the waterfall from here is actually the old texture without the fixed water. So I need to go back and take that from the real one and then put it on that one, because it looks ugly. But this is a good example of like the ugly original and then the update I made. Wow, iframes on the fucking juke? Are you kidding me? You are nuts, dude. So let's see. Yeah, you'll see that's the old one with like the very clear lines. It almost looks like a conveyor belt. It's really ugly. It has not aged well at all. I also had to modify the reflection plane that's on the collision up here to make the reflection look correctly, or correct from the distant meshes. But So I have not added the Coliseum into the Undead Burg map, which is what we're loading here. But we do have the Moonlight Butterfly castle over there, which is sick. Anor Londo from this angle looks great. Let's see, anything else? What else did I do? I think I had a couple mesh issues in Undead Burg that I fixed. Oh, can you see straight through there? Is that always like that? I might have to look at that. Oh, also you can see a little floating piece of geo. What's that? Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. That's crazy. I mean, you also obviously have a levitating brick over here too, so that's great. Maybe I'll have to add some rubble up here to make these bricks not fucking floating or something. That'll be interesting. Yeah, great hollow. Visible from over here as well. Oh, that's right. So, this is exciting. I have been doing a little bit of texture upgrading. Very subtle. But the ground texture here, I did upgrade. It went from 1K to 2K. So not a huge difference. It's just a little bit sharper. Just a little bit. It's very subtle. The problem is BC1 compression for textures is kind of not great. So your upgrades are not going to be as noticeable. I haven't done the stairs yet. I did do the little stone rail looking things here. They're just a tad bit sharper. That's kind of my goal, is just a little bit sharper. Because unfortunately, I think with the way texture mods function, I don't think you'll be able to use texture mods with my overall graphics mod. I think the texture unpacker, repacker might work with, I don't 100% know the way that it functions, but I think it, because I'm not messing with all of the textures. I was mostly getting rid of light maps, which are in those TPF texture files, right? But anyway, so I also did this texture here, which is called M10 Wall Stone. It's used in a lot of Undead Burg. But I basically upgraded that texture a little bit, so it's a little sharper. I still need to do the stairs. You can kind of see they're pretty blurry. But the railing looks a little bit sharper. I also messed with this texture here that my head's looking at. It was really bad, so it tried clawing as much detail out of it as it could. So it's a little bit better, but not like earth-shattering. I also took this wall here from 1K to 2K. So it's just, once again, a little bit sharper. Not a huge difference. That's kind of my goal. I don't want it to be like, I think for me, it's like my texture upgrades are 100% authentic to the original textures. I mean, at least what Remastered did. But I think Remastered did a pretty good job with textures. You know, there's a lot of criticisms of Remastered, but they actually did a pretty good job on texture quality, and they even upgraded some to like physically based a little bit. They actually look pretty nice. And I don't know, I think they did a good job with surface detail and upgraded speculars in some cases. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at doing some of the textures on a case-by-case basis as I go, and go, ooh, that's real ugly, I'm going to go upgrade that. So kind of expect that as an ongoing thing, because it's kind of laborious to do the texture upgrades, unfortunately. With the way that they kind of function, it's kind of slow going. Like this texture, for instance, I think actually looks quite good, just by default. And then the stairs here are hideous. So this is a good example of like, yeah, I'm going to look at the stairs and see if I can upgrade this texture, because I don't know how much detail is even there to be clawed out. Like, it's pretty nasty. And then you have this texture, which is great. Like, look at all this surface detail. Hey, where'd Solaire go? I thought he was here. Okay. Interesting, Solaire. You randomly decided to move? That's weird. Hopefully that's not any warning sign of deleting NPCs again. I hope not. I don't think so. I haven't added like new connect collisions, and that was the cause of the previous deleting of NPCs. But yeah, really cool to see the Great Hollow from over here. I'm kind of wondering if there should be more things I'm adding off in the distance. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of like any other additions, or what do you think of these changes? I think I'm gonna end it here. This has been a real smorgasbord of like Artorias Coliseum, texture upgrades here, little Darkroot upgrades, little things in the distance you can see, and oh, now the waterfall looks better. And that's kind of my modding experience, is just kind of doing, oh, like that also looks bad in the distance. So there's just a lot of little things that like, oh, all right, let me touch that up. I do think this texture could use like some sort of parallax, where that way it can look like it's actually like protruding a little bit, but I'm not a texture artist, so I'm not good at that. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this quick little smorgasbord update look extravaganza. If you did, a sub to the channel would be greatly appreciated. We've had so many new subscribers. The increase in subscribers has been pretty ridiculous. Every time I check, it like jumps up a ton. So welcome, everyone. I post mostly daily, not always. Mostly Dark Souls 1 modding videos, but sometimes I do other videos, like playing the Dark Souls 2 network test. That was fun. I would love to play more network tests of like different betas, if I can find other betas of like FromSoft games. I think that'd be really cool. And liking the video helps a lot. Sharing the video with any Dark Souls nerds, fellow fans of Lordran, or fellow Chosen Undead, Tarnished, whatever the Hunter must hunt, and fearing the old blood, very important. Also mention I do have links in the description for downloading the mod on Nexus Mods, which 0.5 is currently released. There's a lot of bugs. That's why I have a stable one and I have a beta one. So if you want the more stable one, download the stable one. They are labeled as such in the downloads. And thumbs upping the download on Nexus helps a lot. Personally, I guess I don't really care that many people, like how many people actually download it. I don't know, it doesn't really, I just enjoy working on it, I guess, more so. Like the actual craft, I think, is a lot of fun. And I like making these videos, but I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, I hope I'm going to be the #1 mod on Dark Souls 1 Nexus or whatever. I don't care, really. But I'm enjoying the work a lot. And I also have Patreon link, or a Patreon link. I have PayPal. I had someone support me on Ko-fi. It looks like Ko-fi, but apparently it's coffee. But anyway, yeah, if you want to support me more directly, which I never expect, and I will never expect, and I think it's even surprising people watch these videos and like them as much as they do. I don't understand that, but I love everyone, and welcome. But if you want to support me more directly, that's one way of doing it. It helps a lot. I buy cat litter, cat food, and so it just buys stuff for my cats mostly, which on my Patreon I show pictures of my fat cats. And there's 2 fat ones and then a normal looking one that's really cute, and she's awesome. But the other 2 are chonkers. I mean, Jabba the Hutt chonkers. It's ridiculous. They eat a lot of food and they shit a lot, but they're very cute, so they make up for it. But anyway, I've been rambling. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. And I hope that you're grossly incandescent today, just like Solaire, prior to Maggot Head guy. That's not canon. We don't talk about that. He's great, and he's always been great, and he never died, and he's always happy. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.